What's up, my good friends? Thanks for joining me again by the mini shelves. I know this is kind of a weird angle, but I have a lot of crap to show you today. I'm doing a book haul. These are books I bought. Some of them are from the library because, as you can see, I don't have a whole lot of room unless I start putting stuff in my bathroom, which I am actually not beneath doing at this point because I'm running out of space. But I have a library card and I know how to use it. What up? Editing Amanda here. I think it's the first time you've seen her. I just noticed that the back of my hair looks awful and crazy in this video. I had been laying down in my bed, kind of like I am now, right before I filmed this, and the pillows were not nice to my hair, so I'm sorry, just ignore it. I know it's crazy and not fun to look at, but look at the books, don't look at the back of my head. Okay, today's swap. I'm actually reading this because I read In Holidays by Crichton in like March, and I ended up giving it 1 star because it got so like stupid just halfway through. It was a rom-com and it was like intentionally funny for a good half of the book, but then it just went downhill and was bad. So I was hoping this one would be good for the entire book. Turns out it's bad for the entire book. It's the book of the month. It's gonna go to half price books when I'm done with it. But I'm gonna finish it. Unlike in the holidays, there's no smut. But I got this because it's about this like television baker who gets hit on the head and loses her sense of smell and taste. And at my house, I am living at home right now with my parents because I have no money. And those shows are like always on in my house, and I really don't like them. I really don't like the like Great British Bake Off and the just the Food Network type stuff. I don't get it, so I don't really watch it. But this is funny. This has been funny. So one of them is it's about twins who swap places. One twin is a chef on TV. She's hosts one of those like Bake Off shows, and she's the nice one, and she's with a kind of like Simon Cowell type douchebag who's her co-host, and it talks about how, she has to be all sweet, she's all dolled up for every episode, and it's reminding me, funnily, of one of my media classes in high school, which was gender and sexuality in media. Not high school, college too. We didn't study that in high school. Um, and I remember one girl did her final project about Giada from the Food Network and how she's always in these like super revealing clothing. And I just remember this shot of these, it was like a little pastry in her hand, and her hands just rise up into frame right by her cleavage. Um, so yeah, women on TV in like the baking world are definitely hypersexualized, which I thought is interesting. But this book, there's like really nothing at stake. It's very juvenile and 28-year-old twins switching places. I kind of got it actually because my coworker is really freaked out by twins, funnily enough. So that's why I got this, kind of to make fun of her, and it's really fun to see those shows that I don't like being made fun of too. So that's that. Now, and yes, this mess beside me, this is all books, just FYI. So the ones I have here came from a library sale. Now my library actually always has books on sale. It's like just a little section of the library, and hardbacks are $1 and paperbacks are 50 cents. The reason I have so many is I didn't have cash on me that day, and I saw the name Leanne Moriarty. I know she's big. She did, I think, I know she did Apples Never Fall. Sometimes I Lie. Was that her too? I don't know. But, I've seen Big Little Lies, not, Sometimes I Lie. So Big Little Lies. So I got this, and I might put it on my classroom shelf. So that's $1. Then I saw The Girl on the Train, which I haven't read, but I've seen it on, like, in classroom libraries and stuff, so I'll probably put it on my shelf after I read it. This book initially was $14.69. It's still got that on there. I paid $1, okay? And then this is actually, I think, number 2 in a series. It's like a Hardy Boys YA detective series. So I'll quickly skim through this and put it on my shelf. Now, I was with my autistic brother that day. And like I said, I didn't have cash on me. And so they take cards there, but only if it's $5 or more. So as you can see, that's not $5. So I bought more. And I just sent my brother over there. I was like, Chris, go get more, go get more. And so I had to get to $5. And my brother literally was just like picking things off the shelf. Like he just randomly got this one too, because we needed more. Sorry about that. So I get home and I check the books he bought because I mean it's $5, no big deal. He came home with friggin' Michael Crichton. This kid can hardly read, and he got a Michael Crichton book, just snagged it off the shelf. This one's called Rising Sun. I don't even really know what it's about. Sounds kind of like a Die Hard type thing. On the 45th floor of the Nakamoto Tower in downtown LA, the new American headquarters of the immense Japanese conglomerate, a grand opening celebration is in full swing. On the 46th floor, in an empty conference room, the dead body of a beautiful young woman is discovered. The investigation begins and immediately becomes a headlong chase through a twisting maze of industrial intrigue, a no-holds-barred conflict in which control of a vital American technology is a fiercely coveted prize, and the Japanese saying business is war takes on a terrifying reality. My parents work in the business world, so maybe this will be interesting. My dad had said he already has read this and it's good, so I'll probably read this. And then The Spire, which is a thriller. I read the back of this, and it's about a guy who grew up in small town Ohio, and his friend was convicted in college of a murder that he's really sure his friend didn't do, and so he's just unraveling that crime. I don't know when I'll get to this. I need to find if there's like, I mean, murder, like we can have murder on our shelves is not that big of a deal, but sex we can't have and drugs we can't really have unless it's like a recovery story. So I may just keep this for myself. And I'm okay DNFing this because I only paid 50 cents for it. It'll go to Half Price Books. Then Where the Lost Wander, Amy Harmon. I know she's a big name. And this is Histfic. So this is for me. I may put it on my shelf. We'll see. But The Overland Trail, 1853. Naomi May never expected to be widowed at 20. Eager to leave her grief behind, she sets off with her family for a life out west. On the trail, she forms an instant connection with John Lowry, a half-Pawnee man straddling two worlds and a stranger in both. Okay, so it's about a wagon train, so yeah, I'll definitely read this. I'll probably really enjoy it, but it'll probably go to Half Price Books. I don't think my kids are gonna want to read this. Hisfic is not their thing, unless it's like Between Shades of Grey. And then this is probably going to go to straight to Half Price Books too. I don't know if I'm even going to read this. I know it's part of a series, an arcane society novel, and like I said, we bought all these because I needed to get up to $5, but I ended up getting some real gems. I think this is the only stinker that came out of there. So that's that. Now, last night, I went to Half Price Books, again with my brother, to do some Christmas shopping. Here's the back. I didn't come away with that much. Like, my parents don't watch my videos, so this is fine. This is for my mom. It's called Quiddler. It's a word game, and I guess you make words out of cards. So you get a letter, and then each player has 3 cards in the first round, 4 in the second, and they can have up to 10. When you run out, that's when you win. So it kind of sounds like Uno, except that you have to make words with cards. And so my mom will like that. And then I got for my dad this kind of cheesy looking sci-fi anthology. My dad was a teenager when these books were coming out, and I know he really likes the aesthetic. There was a book there called Here Abide Dragons by Andre Norton. I know he really likes Andre Norton, who, if you didn't know, is a pen name. Andre Norton is a woman, or was a woman. I don't know if she's still alive. But one of his favorite books was called like Daybreak 2500 or something was by her. But I just got him some cheesy old sci-fi because I see him watching that, watching those like horror B movies type sci-fi, like the creature from the Black Lagoon. So that's for him. And I bought, even though I haven't read the first one yet, Stone of Farewell, which is the second book in the Tad Williams Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. I've got the first one right there. Did I point to the right one? Yeah, right there. Which I also bought at Half Price Books, and I will get to. Now, I found these absolutely weirdo gems at Half Price Books, as one does. So, I think this is called the Dinosaur Lord series. I bought what was essentially what I thought was book 1 and 2. It's book 2 and 3. So I have book 1 on the way coming. I could have waited, but today was the day I felt like filming. So I'm filming this today. So the Dinosaur Lords is book 1. The Dinosaur Knights is 2. And the Dinosaur Princess is 3. And there is a quote on here that says, it's like a cross between Jurassic Park and Game of Thrones. So instead of being like dragon riders, it looks like warriors go into battle on T-Rex. I am actually quite curious to see how they portray the Velociraptor because in Jurassic Park they look like this. But in real life they looked like this. Yeah, they were kickboxing killer turkeys. They were not naked lizards. So I am curious. I can't wait for the first to get here. I'm sure this guy turned in all 3 when he sold it, and like somebody else bought the first one. I almost just bought the Dragon Knights because I thought it was the first one. But then I was like, no, I'll get the second. If I like both of them, then I'll get the third. But yeah, so that went awry. So those are the books I bought. Now moving on to the library haul. So I'll start with this one. I just got a notification that someone has this on hold. So I'm actually gonna return this one to the library today. I'm not gonna get a chance to read it. It's huge. It's due on the 16th. I'm not gonna be able to read this in 2 days. So unfortunate. Now I got the Ballad. Oh, this is where I got the free bookmarks from the library. This one, if you scratch instead, smells like a candy cane. And it really does. I know you can't smell it, but it literally smells like a candy cane. So, anyway, this is the Ballad of Laurel Springs. It's a dual timeline about a girl being told the story of one of her ancestors. We know I'm not a fan of dual timelines, but I personally have an ancestor who shares my name, Amanda, and I she had an incredible story of getting her sons getting involved in outlaws and like dealing with Jesse James, and she was like Native American, and um, it's just a really interesting family story, which I am gonna write about eventually. I just haven't gotten to it. So this sounded similar, so I just like randomly grabbed that off the shelf. Crescent City, Sarah J. Maas. She's very popular on BookTube, so I'm pretty sure most of you probably know what this is about. I know there's a new one coming out. I kind of thought this was a standalone, but it's not. Turns out it's part of a series that has not been written yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and read that. I read the first 2 books in the ACOTAR series. I'm waiting for the third one at the library, and I'm hoping to finish that one before Christmas so that I can read the Christmas novella. Shadow Rising, Game of Thrones book 4. I read the first 3. This one, what I don't really know that much what it's about, but it was a book of the month book, and this was the one I was gonna get if I didn't get this piece of crap. So luckily I got this. The Montoyas are used to life without explanations. They know a better way. They know better than to ask why the pantry never seems to run low or empty, or why their matriarch won't ever leave their home in Four Rivers, not for graduations, wedding, or baptism. But when Orcada Divina invites them to her funeral and to collect their inheritance, they hope to learn the secrets that she has held onto so tightly their whole life. So Orcada invites to their own funeral? I don't know. This sounds interesting. I will definitely read this. And then this one, Emily's House, is written. I just picked this up because it was written by Amy Belding Brown, and I read a book by her called The Flight of the Sparrow, which was okay. Um, but this one seems to be more recent, I think. The Flight of the Sparrow was 2015. This was this year, so this is a new release. Massachusetts, 1869. Margaret Mather has never been one to settle down at 27. She's never met a man who has tempted her enough to relinquish her independence to matrimonial fate. So she sounds like me. And yeah, I'll read this. This is kind of cool. This looks cool. Um, oh, sheds light on one of Dickinson's closest confidants. Oh, okay, interesting. So I might do a review on that because that looks cool. Okay, so that was one trip to the library. This was last night because I had to return A Court of Mist and Fury, and I came out with more books. So this one was already there, Court of Frost and Starlight. I hear this one is something else, but I have to read A Court and Ring of Ruins first. So the person needs to return it to the library. If you're watching this, get it in. Alright, so this is the final book in the Century Trilogy. Me and my friend, I think he's still reading book 2. Oh, this is an awful shade. I hope they don't blame me for this, because I did not do that. I just finished reading Winter of the World, which is the second book. Ken Follett, I love his stuff, but his writing is just so friggin' weird. And I don't know, I want to finish the series. I've read all the other ones, like every Ken Follett book I've read um, the first two in the Century Trilogy, so Fall of Giants, Winter of the World, and I've read Pillars of the Earth and World Without End. I read those all on my iPad because look how giant these books are, and this is heavy, and they're hard to lug around, whereas I can just use my iPhone or my iPad on the Kindle app. So that's the end. And I got this. I just happened to see this Tarzan of the Apes. I got this because I thought it might be cool to read to my brother. I'm pretty sure we all know what Tarzan is about. Then the last book in this massive, massive haul, I saw this one just sitting on the shelves also, The Miniaturist. And, ooh, another bookmark. And on a brisk autumn day in 1686, 18-year-old Nella Ortman arrives in Amsterdam to begin life as the wife of the illustrious merchant trader Johannes Brandt. So, let's see. An extraordinary wedding gift, a cabinet-sized replica to her home. To furnish her gift, Nella engages in the services of a miniaturist, an elusive and enigmatic artist whose tiny creations mirror the real-life counterparts in eerie and unexpected ways. So maybe this is kind of like a alternate history. I don't know, but I was interested because there really aren't too many histofic books out there that take place before the 18th century. So, and I've been to Amsterdam. It's a weird place. I'm done. This is the end of the book haul. That was a lot. I'm going to get to editing this. So keep reading, keep writing, keep loving words, and I will see you next time. Bye.